Rain lashed against the windows of Stratton Dynamics Innovation Lab. Inside, a storm of another kind brewed, a $12 million prototype engine, the heart of the company's next-generation electric aircraft, had failed. Again. Engineers, technicians, and executives huddled around the open frame, wires exposed, diagnostics scrolling across multiple monitors. Tension hung heavy in the air. Deadlines loomed. Investors were growing impatient. 3 weeks and still no solution, barked CEO Mason Stratton, his jaw clenched. This engine is our future. Fix it, or we start losing contracts. A few murmurs, a few nervous glances. No one had answers. The problem was deep in the firmware and heat regulation loop, somewhere even their best couldn't locate. The system kept shutting down under pressure. Then, a quiet voice from the back. "Excuse me, sir. I might be able to help." Everyone turned. A woman in oil-stained overalls stood near the wall, holding a mop. Her name tag read Anaya. The janitor. 40-ish. Quiet. Invisible to most. Stratton blinked. "I'm sorry, what?" "I think I can help," she said again, stepping closer, eyes calm but firm. "I've been listening, and I've seen the schematics on the monitors for weeks now." A few engineers chuckled. One even rolled his eyes. Stratton raised an eyebrow. "You're telling me our janitor has been quietly analyzing a $1 million propulsion system while cleaning floors?" Anaya smiled. "You dared your team to fix it. I'm part of this building too, aren't I?" He folded his arms, partly amused. "You know what? Fine. Go ahead. Impress me, Miss Anaya." Whispers rippled through the lab as she walked to the engine. Anaya removed her gloves, rolled up her sleeves, and gently placed her hands on the frame like greeting an old friend. Her fingers traced the heat exchange coils. "No one looked at the copper flow variance in the primary converter, did they?" she asked. Silence. She continued, "The problem isn't the firmware. It's the hardware's heat tolerance being misread due to a misaligned feedback sensor. You're chasing ghosts in code, but it's a physical calibration issue. See that module?" She pointed. The engineers followed her gaze. "Thermal sensor B4 is flipped. You're feeding reversed data into the regulation loop. So it overheats while thinking it's cooling." A stunned technician checked the schematic. Another ran diagnostics. Readings matched what she said, exactly. Mason stepped forward, trying to hide his surprise. "That would explain the shutdowns. But how did you know?" Anaya didn't flinch. "I used to be a thermal systems engineer at Solaris Aerotech before I took time off to care for my mother. After she passed, I couldn't get back into the industry, too many years away. So I took this job. Figured I'd stay close to engines, even if it meant cleaning around them." No one laughed now. Stratton glanced at his top engineer, who looked utterly defeated. "Can she try her fix?" The engineer nodded silently. Within 15 minutes, Anaya had recalibrated the sensor, rewired the faulty module, and reset the diagnostics. She stepped back. "Ready." Stratton gestured. "Run it." The engine spun to life. The display panels flashed green. Heat levels stabilized. Power output peaked exactly where simulations said it should. And for the first time in weeks, no shutdown. Applause erupted around her. Even the skeptics clapped. The impossible engine was alive. Because of a janitor. Stratton walked up to her, extended his hand, and shook his head in disbelief. "You just did what my $1 million team couldn't. I don't care what your resume says, Anaya. You don't belong in overalls with a mop. You belong in R&D." Her eyes shimmered. "There's just one thing," he added. She looked up. "You're not leaving this building tonight unless you sign a contract." 6 months later. Anaya stood in a pristine white lab coat, the Stratton Dynamics logo embroidered on the chest. She headed a team now, working on thermal regulation for next-gen propulsion systems. Her prototype was already being prepped for use in the company's flagship aircraft. Investors who once threatened to pull out now insisted on meeting the woman who fixed the impossible. Her picture graced the cover of Future Tech Weekly, captioned, "From Mop to Mastermind." But the part she liked best. Bay 7, the very section of the lab she used to clean, was now her workspace. On the wall hung her old name tag, Anaya, janitorial staff, framed with pride. Below it, a plaque. Never underestimate quiet brilliance.